Hey everybody, I'm late to the game. What'd I miss? I've got a lot of classic genre-defining games in my collection, games that everybody's either played or they claim they've played or whatever, but I haven't actually gotten around to playing them myself. So for each episode of my Late to the Game series, I'm going to sit down and play one of these games just for a solid hour, and uh, and I'm going to record my first impressions. So y'all get to actually witness, how I kind of naturally react to my very first impression of the game. I've never played it before myself. I may have seen gameplay in some of the games in the series, but that would be it. And today we're joined by a special guest, Jericho, and I'll be linking to his YouTube channel in my description. But yeah, he's going to be sitting in with us, and this is also his first experience with this game.
Yeah, hey guys, thank you so much for having me, Aylad, and I'm excited to try our game today.
Yeah, and our game today is going to be the Stanley Parable. Yeah, so I've seen a little of this gameplay. I don't know how much Jericho's seen.
I've not seen any of the gameplay at all. I know that, I've heard it's like a deconstruction about making video games and like examining your choices in video games, but I've never played it in a second of it.
Yeah, I've never played it firsthand myself, so even though I'm probably going to be a little bit less surprised than Jericho by some of this, this is my first time, so it should be fun.
I've heard really, really good things, though. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, yeah. All right, ready?
Yep.
All right. Okay. A little bit of existentialism for you, I guess.
Yeah, interesting. I liked when the game was first booting up. Like this is the part where you learn who made this video game.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess it's already subversive or whatever.
Yep. Is this thing on?
Yeah.
Testing. 1, 2. Is this part of the game?
Yeah, I know. I was literally just thinking that.
The end is never, the end is loading. Okay, there we go. All right. For those of you watching at home, I may have edited out about 3 hours of loading time. Right. Not really.
We have to have our full honest experience, including all loading bars.
Yeah, seriously. Oi. Come on, game, hurry up. Definitely editing.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Okay, good for Stanley.
I don't know about that ordering system for their doors in the
Something
hallway.
very peculiar.
How are you going to pass
Something that
429
would
and
forever
428
change
first?
Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, that's me. Right, okay. That's my cue.
Can you interact with the computer?
Let's find out.
I thought, that's a little I know about the game. I thought we would start to type in prompts, to control them, and it wouldn't even control like a typical game.
Okay. I should mention that even though I have seen gameplay, it's been a long time, so yeah. See, all this stuff looks like you could interact with it, right? Like that box is like, hey, open me, I'm a box.
Right.
I have a gun or something, but no. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The moral of the story: don't come to work on a Saturday.
Yeah, seriously. Yep, okay. Meeting room. Meeting room is where?
There's another bright yellow box thing.
I know, right? Is that where my health potions are?
Right.
It's not a meeting room. Okay. Yeah. Okay, not a meeting room. Uh-huh. Oh,
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
thank you.
Wait, are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll play your game.
Yeah. I don't know where the meeting room is.
Yeah, true.
Oh,
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I don't know. I
That's
think
my
I need to.
flowchart.
Yeah, I need to sit through the training session. The projector needs aligning, though.
Right.
Come on, dude. Oh, hello. Spaz on the mouse there. Alright, that's enough of that. Boss's office, huh?
To do synergize core value expenditures, shift
Sorry.
global market, paradigm,
Paradigm, I think.
monetize free to play.
Nice.
Alright, come on now.
Alright.
Reminds me of like XKCD,
Oh, yeah.
man of this comic that is black.
Oh, hey.
Oh,
I
interesting.
interacted with something.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Good. Alright.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm sure glad I have someone telling me things. That's not gonna open.
Interesting.
Huh. Okay. Nope. Alright. Nice office.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him?
It's
What he
Saturday.
could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
Why, thank you.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Well, thank you, narrator.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
Oh.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Nice. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. Man, I feel like aliens are gonna jump out at me.
Right. This is much less clever than the end is never, the end is loading.
Yeah. Quicker load.
Yeah, we used to as fast as
Yeah.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now? when for years it had never occurred to him. This question would not go unanswered for long.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm already interested to play again and like go in the wrong door or go downstairs when it says upstairs and you see the different ways it goes.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Uh-huh. Well, heck, why not?
Yeah, we've been following the instructions all along anyway as well.
Yeah, sure. There's at least 3 places we could do something different, though.
Right.
Uh-huh.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Okay, sure. Why not? And...
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. Lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe.
Oh, wow.
It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Uh-huh. I feel like there's stuff I need to do in here.
Yeah.
Or is there? Maybe we're being manipulated. Huh. Okay.
Which is cool.
Yeah. Hold on. No? Okay. Hold on. Well, I had to try.
Right.
Hey, I could control everybody.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
It says danger, electric shock risk. Maybe I'll just go back to my cubicle.
Just pretend you didn't discover any of this.
Yeah. Yeah?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Ending.
Okay, guys, thanks for watching.
It's not our fault that there's not a solid hour to be.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Okay. The end is never.
Interesting. I wonder if there are people that got to this and was like, oh, okay, well, I beat it. Let's play something else.
Oh, with this long loading screen, that's a distinct possibility.
Right. Okay, so we're back at the beginning now, I guess.
Seems that way. Remember those days when I could interact with stuff?
Right.
Okay.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
I wonder if that's a hint to go back in your office and check.
Okay.
No, the orders were still missing. For now.
Okay. Doop-a-doop-a-doo.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Jericho.
Let's try the right.
Alright. Let's do this.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, it's interesting, the little scenes of, disquiet.
Yeah, that looks fun.
Yeah.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Yeah, sure. Nice room.
It's fine.
Not immaculate, though.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Alright, narrator, keep your shirt on.
Yeah, we're trying to find something else out.
There could be clues anywhere.
Back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
What do you think?
I guess we could go through the door on the left and then go
And so
downstairs.
he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
There's a thing.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely branching a lot more now.
Oh, yeah.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office,
I applaud them
hoping
for
he might
recording
find
the
an
multiple
answer
lines of
there.
narration.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, like they could have easily just reused what
Coming
we
to a
heard the last
staircase,
time.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah, let's go downstairs.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy.
I
And
guess
then
this is
something
how the car
occurred to
got in.
Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
No!
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
That's
Awesome.
Then
Yeah.
he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Don't seem too certain there, Stanley, my boy.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Yeah, it did.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Interesting.
Mariella
Okay.
woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows how crazy people are. And in that
Awesome.
moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Okay. Thanks, Mariella, for nothing.
Okay, so now we went through the right door and ended up leading. Maybe we could take the in the maintenance area, take that elevator down.
Yeah, alright.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his
That
left.
was short. Interesting.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow.
Alright, yeah, just repeating my
Yes,
steps.
This room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first
Yeah.
open door on his left.
He adapts quickly. Alright.
And then next time we need to not take this door.
Yeah.
Walked straight ahead to the opposite door and got back.
But our
on
first
track.
playthrough could have been a speed run. I mean,
Yeah. Just do as you're told. Aha. Mm-hmm.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Why, thank you, narrator. Ah, well.
yeah, worth a try for sure.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
This is really clever. This
Yeah.
is cool.
Down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Oh, well done. Oh. Oh. Had to try. Okay. Got on.
Kill the battery.
Yeah. Well.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
All right. Narrator's getting a little messed up, isn't he? A little kerfluffled.
Uh-huh.
All right, so this is my office. This is 427.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Didn't do the
Stanley
shortcut this
decided
time.
to go to the
All
meeting
right.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, Did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Where do you think?
I have no idea.
Alright. Hug the right.
I was just about to say follow right wall.
Yep. Well, this is non-Euclidean. Okay.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Ah, but I was getting somewhere. Maybe.
It's good that you keep checking the monitor. I feel like it will eventually have something on it.
Yeah.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
That's cool too, like I mentioned before, that they didn't reuse the dialogue. It really makes sense now because now they are, and it's for effect for the story.
Yeah. Wait, is this... I guess that's what it looked like. Yeah, I really like the way the narrator's done. Poor narrator.
I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Uh-huh. That looks pretty much the same to me, buddy.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something.
Oh,
story. Hello. Here it comes.
This is not my office.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Go home, narrator. You're drunk.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Awesome.
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this game has a lot of replay value.
Yeah, for sure. And I wonder, like, if it's just... That's cool.
Nice.
I wonder if it's
I've
like
a solution.
puzzle pieces, like the different things you see, and you just jumble the order of it, or if, like, how completely differently you can experience it.
Yeah, I don't know.
How simple is that?
Oh, this is great. But that's
not what we used to do.
No.
Interesting.
I'll follow it. I'll give it a shot.
You see? The line knows where the story is.
It's
It's over in this direction.
What was that?
Onward, Stanley,
When
to
in
destiny.
the captions, when it says the line, it's
Oh,
trademark.
right.
Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now we can...
I was hoping it would actually let me walk on the wall.
...is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay, Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my
for you
own
completely
relative
following the line of
experiential
thinking, though.
mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Nice. Good heavens. Oop, oop.
0B3. Look, they can animate.
Nice. Okay. Some of these rooms are bigger on the inside. But, okay. It's alright, I got this.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay. I'm done.
I feel like we've got it.
Yeah, it's a fern.
We can always just
Wait,
go back
what?
and look at the recording.
We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
I think we know where that leads. Go back to this intersection back here.
Right.
Ah, wow, okay. That was my office.
Oh, wow, yep.
427. Yep, okay.
Can you open 425 now? Because the line looks like it's going in there.
Oh no. Oh well. Okay, fine. When in doubt, follow the line.
Oh, no, not again. Like, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. Restart.
He's having a very bad day. Poor guy. Yep. Nope. Oh well. Well.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh,
Give me a gun.
this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay.
This must be extra cool for people playing this name state.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley,
Wow.
I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
It. Trademark.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
Huh.
Okay, so I know that each door
Oh,
has to
hello.
lead somewhere. which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that
I feel
leads
like such an
there.
idiot.
And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin.
If you're getting
So
dizzy, I'm
starting
sorry.
from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley. Our destiny awaits.
Yeah. Oh well. Oh,
confusion.
interesting. Okay.
Hold up, what's this? The confusion.
I gotta get all this on video.
You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending?
I can
Am I
pause and
supposed
look at
to
it
restart
later.
the game eight times?
Oh no.
Really how all this goes? It's all
That's bleak.
determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing.
Venturing to unexplored territory, that's where we are.
Find the
You
line again,
consulted
find the
me.
confusion endings
Why don't
schedule.
I get to decide? Why
It
don't
says
I
like
get a
fifth
say in
restart
all
and
of
then he'll
this?
forget. So what does it say we're supposed to do
No,
next?
it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Loading.
And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we
Bookstore
even
sounds
know?
promising.
Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay.
Oh, and both doors, by the way.
Cool.
Guess I'll just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Nice.
So I guess if that's to be believed, then the different choices you can make don't matter until you take the left-hand door instead of the right-hand door, or whichever it was, and go downstairs, because that was the first thing listed on that. They made them have to start doing restarts.
All of his
So it said
co-workers were
this
gone.
time,
What could it mean?
narrator has
decided
forgotten
to go to the
everything,
meeting room.
and we try to
Perhaps
follow
he
the
had
story, but we're
simply missed the
prevented. That's
memo.
what it said would happen this restart.
Okay, cool. Glad you're able to keep track of that.
Well, I remember that one. I think the next one says it's an identical copy of The Office, but it's deteriorating, and then the next one's the one with the bookstore.
When Stanley
The next
came to
one
a
is
set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What do you think?
I don't know. Yeah.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Whee!
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open
Did we ever
door
go
on his
straight
left.
here?
Nope, not yet.
Alright. Okay.
Stanley was so bad at following
Is that real
directions,
looking plywood
it's
or what?
incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
And put that on the games box there.
Ooh. Penalty for jumping off is 5,000. Right on.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps
Should
we've
I jump?
gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really.
I'm sorry, what?
Should I jump?
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you.
But-
Well, I don't know. I'm curious if it'll let you. Yeah,
There's
go for
someone
it.
you've been
Nah,
neglecting,
this is a new
Stanley.
place.
Someone
Okay.
you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself.
Her
I'm not
narrator's
asking
getting
for
desperate.
me, I'm asking for her.
Uh-oh.
Mariella.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Okay.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Shades of the Matrix again. Alright.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
Apartment 427.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you?
That's
I'm trying
cold.
to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
See if you can look around in here first. There might be a computer or something.
Oh.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Okay.
That got really dark really quickly. Alright. Hello, dear.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Oh.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a
That's the
job that
prompts.
demands nothing
Awesome.
of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Okay.
Press something
Look at
else.
him there, pushing buttons.
Yeah, I will next
doing
time.
exactly
Wait.
what he's told to do.
Look at that.
Now he's
That's my
pushing
desk.
a button.
Oh,
Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Something else.
Yeah.
X. Nope. E. Nope. M.
Yeah, probably nothing else will do anything.
But in his mind,
Okay.
In his mind, he can go on fantastic
Comedy.
adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice.
I don't think anything changed that
It barely
time.
even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world,
Yum.
he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it
we
the
missed that one.
Stanley Parable.
Or did we?
Six.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Should I do it?
I don't know. We can wait a little while and see what happens.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we have about 15 minutes left in our hour. I'm just gonna sit here.
Right.
Nah, I guess I better press it, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
I wonder. I feel like something would happen eventually, but yeah, we don't have all day.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's the kind of thing to leave sitting
Can you
overnight.
just not hear me? How can I kill him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button.
I don't think I'm
And I
going to do
tried
that.
again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I...
Oh, I guess I just did. I'm dead. So, the question that you asked, though, like, if all that was scripted out on that board, do our decisions matter?
Yeah, I think that's the whole point.
Like, would I hit that board after the same number of restarts every time, no matter where I go?
Right.
Huh.
Or maybe, like, after you've done 3 different things, like, it automatically, like, it just generates the room that you need to go to next to make that thing happen. Like, we took the other elevator down, and that was when things started to get really screwy, but maybe, like, any weird decision would have led to that, you know? Like,
Yeah.
like maybe the layout just is how the game needs it to be to get to that order.
Yeah, it could be. I guess I'll have to delete my save, and
Right.
if there is a save, can I be saved?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
At the end of the hour, I'm going to try accessing any menu options that there might be. See if this can be saved, or
Right.
I'm afraid to do it now. I don't want to mess anything up. They gotta follow the
Stanley
voice,
came
man.
to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
I don't know, I kind of want to follow what he says again.
Alright. Yeah, I was kind of leaning that way.
We haven't in a long time, after all.
Yeah. Meeting room.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Whoop. Oh. Sorry.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ooh. That was random. Okay. No! No! You monsters!
Can't.
Not the panda!
At
Ah.
least it isn't a red panda.
Ugh. Huh. Well, should I go in the boss's office?
Yeah, no, go in the elevator.
Go in the elevator?
I guess 'cause
Okay.
it's brand new.
Okay. I hit up.
Yeah, we never go up. It's always going down the...
How far up are we going, dude?
Right? And what kind of elevator just has up and down buttons? Not floors or door open or... Can you make out what the song is saying?
Mm-mm. Can I hit down? No, I can't. Whoa. Ah! Okay, so it doesn't actually move. I can't hit down. Well, that was interesting.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf.
No
looking
keypad
behind
instructions this time.
Right.
desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention
Do you
was
remember
caught
it?
by a
I think it was like
keypad
2478.
behind the boss's desk. What could its
What?
purpose be?
I thought it was. Is it
In fact,
2478?
this keypad guarded the terrible
2845.
secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Yeah, that was very different
By
dialogue.
simply pushing
Monologue.
random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Those sparks that happen don't inspire confidence.
Right.
So,
if we get all the way to the end again, do you want to try to press on instead of off on the machine?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, if we get that far. I'd forgotten about that. I was trying to think what other choices we had.
I think that's it.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that
Oh,
led
no,
to
there
the
was
control
another.
This either.
facility.
Which one?
Let's do escape, I guess.
Alright.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Okay. Yeah. Here we go.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Well, that'll take a long time.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I've come this far. You can't blame him for being honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't believe him, but okay. Oh, hello. I didn't die. Yet.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his death, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly
Wow.
accepted this
There's an
violent
image.
end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Hey, buddies. How y'all doing?
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a
Narrator?
single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Well, that's a relief. Okay.
So I wonder, like, if the very, very, very first time we had tried to go down this way, this would have happened, or if it, like...
I don't know.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can
Shiny.
walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
well,
Okay. Whoa, it's a map.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. Right on. Okay. The office. I have to try.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh well. I've seen the 5. I don't think I've seen the others, have we?
Yeah, the 5 was in the mind control room on our very first reset, but yeah, I don't remember the others either.
Solitaire. A loading bar, maybe? I can't tell. Employee database. Credits. All the disturbed individuals who worked on this. Kevin Briding is the narrator. Very nice. Oh, that one's terrifying. Oh, okay. Well done. Yeah, I don't know. I can't make him out. I like this when you, in a game, you see a museum of like the development company or whatever.
It's a really nice touch.
Okay. Well, guys, I think we're gonna have to call it here, unfortunately. There are more endings to be had. That much seems clear. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you again for the next time I'm late to the game. And Jericho, thank you very much for coming in and participating. And
Thank you so much for having me. This has been really cool.
absolutely. And again, I am linking to Jericho's channel, which is called Full Incense, down in the description of this video. So thanks again for watching, guys. Bye-bye.